Hey folks, how you doing? Papa Joe here. So we finished the first live stream for 2019, and I'm sitting here having a cigarette, reading a little bit of stuff on the internet. So I'm reading about the shutdown. You know, and the media acts like this is the first shutdown the government's ever had. Some of the stuff that they was carrying on about. And it's all Trump's fault. Every bit of it. You know, how many shutdowns did we have when Obama was in? And of course, none of that was Obama's fault. That was always the Republicans' fault. Shutdowns ain't nothing new for the government. And yeah, I guess it sucks for some of them families that are affected. Once again, I would state that when they do this, they shut down the non-essential people. The non-essential jobs. If they're non-essential and the government can operate off of it or operate without them, then why are we bringing all them people back after the shutdown's over? Now, it was just saying how they just sent out checks that was covering, I don't know, couple weeks there, whatever, month, whatever. But they're putting checks in the mail to them because they had already been cut before the shutdown. But now they're worried about their next check. Well, I bet. You know what? There's a lot of Americans out here that every damn day, every week, we worry about our next paycheck. We're not on the government tit. We're out here working for a living. Now, what I don't understand is if the government's in a shutdown mode, why are the elected idiots getting their checks? Why have they once again exempted themselves from not feeling the consequences of their doing or not doing of any action? They always manage to get themselves where they're not affected by what affects the rest of the people. Well, part of that's right. And how can they say that it's all Trump's fault? Trump's not the only one that has to make a decision up there in Washington, D.C. So why can they sit there and pound on their desk and say it's all Trump's fault when they don't want to give it all? There's not any give and take that we normally see in a situation. Oh no. It has to be all our way or not at all. We're not giving Trump any money for his wall. Thus far, it's his fault the government shut down because he won't agree with our temper tantrum. Really. I got news for them. For the elected idiots and the media. The average American out here supports Trump's decision to stand tough. Period. Now, I know there are going to be those that get on here and try to tell me how, oh no, the ones I talk to, they don't like Trump. Gotcha. Just like when I was talking about France over there in the streets, and they're literally riding in the streets and they're chanting that we want Trump. But yet I had someone come on and they told me that they traveled abroad and the people they talked to, they didn't like Trump. Bullshit. Your masses are out there in the street. The masses were the ones out there that wasn't liking what the government was doing. It's ridiculous. What really bites me in the butt, people, is that, and you can find the videos, all of them, Obama, Hillary, Slick Willie, all of them, Nancy Poo Poo Face, Chuck Shyster, I know it's Schumer, but he's a shyster, all of them are recorded in the last few years of stating how illegals coming over is bad for our country. Something should be done about it. We should build a wall. All of them have said that. But now that Trump wants to do that, now all of a sudden they're all against him and he's a racist and a hater and the government shutdown's all his fault. Really? Why don't you, that was saying that it was a good thing when it was in your favor to say that, why don't you tell me what changed your mind? Why all of a sudden was it a good thing for your agenda and now all of a sudden it's a bad thing? Explain that. Not only will they won't explain it, they can't explain it. It's nothing but politics, people. And yeah, there are those that will say that the Democrats want the illegals in so they can get their vote. There's a little bit of truth to that, I think. But more importantly, or more to the point, I should say, it's as simple as they want to oppose Trump. They're really afraid of Trump. Worse yet, they're afraid of Trump succeeding. And if Trump goes in there and does what he tells the people that he will do, not only is it going to make him look good, it's going to make them look bad because they're not doing what they told their people they would do. They stand on this platform and give you all these empty promises, and then when they get in there, all of a sudden they're on this platform. This one just falls away. This one don't matter no more. It's nothing but more of big government, and we know more than you know. We know what's good for you. You don't have a clue what's good for you. You're not in touch with reality. That's how they act and think. Us out here, we don't know how the world operates on a day-to-day basis. We don't realize that they need over $200,000 a year to live comfortably. In one of my posts, somebody made the comment that the national average for a truck driver is $40,000, more or less. I think that's a little bit low, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was true. But let's say it's even low and the national average is $50,000. These elected idiots are getting 4 times the money that the national average truck driver makes, plus they have their little budgets and their little other things that feeds into all their stuff. But they can't live off of $200,000. Of course, they forget to tell you that they're now millionaires. Now that they got elected in there, they're millionaires. Well, they're also wife beaters and drunks and everything else. Between the government and the NFL, you'd be surprised how many of them has got one wicked record behind them. Ridiculous. And of course, they are painting the worst picture that they can. And they're trying once again to use their scare techniques. Their scare techniques don't work no more. Who believes them? You know? Honestly, who really believes them? Yeah. One of the deals was telling how it was hitting the Native Americans hard. And one of them was talking about that they're spending $100,000 a day on their health care and their pantries. Yeah, I bet you are. And they're running out of money. They've been working off their own money. Gap money. Yeah, I bet you are getting scared. But by the same token, it ain't Trump's fault. I don't give a damn what they say. Yeah, a little bit of it's got to be his fault. He's president, and he is holding out for what he has promised us. He's holding out, trying to make our border safe. And we need a wall. Every country in the world, with the exception of the United States and Canada, has a wall. Mexico has their walls and their fences. They forgot to tell you that when they showed them tearing the fences down coming into Mexico down there, didn't they? What do you think that fence was? And then they're going to tell us a fence will work for you. It damn sure didn't work for Mexico. Yeah, stuff's going to get hard for some of the federal employees. They might wind up shutting down some of the parks and stuff. Obama did it. Obama spent more money closing parks than it cost to run them. But you didn't hear about that, did you? Normally they would have 1 or 2 park rangers patrolling the park, the memorial walls and stuff. All of a sudden they have to have 8, 10, or a dozen of them out there to keep the people out. How's that saving money? You didn't hear about that one though, did you? They showed the pictures. You remember that? Were you paying attention? Did you notice how many park rangers, and it ain't like a park ranger, you know what I'm talking about, grounds people, whatever. Ridiculous. Pure T ridiculous. It wouldn't be so bad if they would share the blame. But when you read this nonsense that they put online, it's all President Trump and it's all the Republicans. Why can't you go ahead and cast some of that blame on the Democrats that are working under that agreement they had, anything to stop him, anything to make it hard on him? It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. If we can disagree and disrupt stuff, let's do that. Really? You don't think that has no blame in any of this, right? I'll tell you now, I don't care how hard it gets on folks. I hope he stands his ground. Because I figure he's got at least 6 more years in office. And if he backwaters now, the Democrats are going to try to run over him. They'll have their game plan. All we got to do is force him to shut down the government again, and we can blame him more. And I don't think that the average American out here is going to get mad at him. I think the average American out here is encouraging him to stand tough. stand his ground. Stand for what he ran on. What he needs to do. That's just my word, my thoughts, my opinion. Y'all remember, God loves you, so do I. Our government, either party, they don't care about you and I at all. They're playing a political game up there on how much money they can put in their pocket. They go in there on $200,000 more or less a year, and although that's not enough for them to live off of, they retire after a few years a millionaire. Think about that. How does that work? Retire a millionaire. And not only that, they still get their pension. So they've done robbed us enough that they sold out and became a millionaire, and we're still paying them to be a damn thief. It don't add up. Lord loves you. So do I. Think about it. Open your eyes. Good night.